Okay, I just want to make one thing clear before I begin with this review. I was not expecting this movie to be great. I was not expecting it to be on like some sort of level as T2 or even the first movie. I was just expecting kind of what I got with Terminator Genisys, just an easygoing, fun action movie. That's really all I was expecting. And did I get that? Yeah, I'd say so. It does go a bit overboard with the action, though. I think this is the most overboard and over-the-top Terminator movie in probably the whole franchise. Like, there's some shit that happens in this movie that you just look at and you're like, no, that would never happen. And anyway, nevertheless, though, there are some good things, some bad things, some alright things. But what I will say, though, as like my first positive of this movie, I guess, was the first thing that oh look, she's back. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, the first positive was Gabriel Luna, I think that's his name, as the Rev 9. Holy shit, he was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed him, just the actor in the movie, but also the character who is playing as this essentially unstoppable machine. Like, if you were to compare Gabriel Luna's Terminator to, say, Jason Clarke's Terminator from Genisys, I think Gabriel Luna's would win. But I also really liked his Terminator because of how he blended into a crowd. Like, people were criticizing his Terminator for being too much like an actual human and not feeling enough like a machine. But it actually works in a really good way in this movie, where he's kind of creepy. Like, he can just, like, there are moments where you will see him walking by as a human and you feel him as a machine, right? He's acting like a machine, right? But it'll change in a quick second. His performance will change in a quick second to him actually being like a human. Like, he laughs, he smiles, he does everything a human would so seamlessly and so convincingly that it just creeped me out. Like, his performance in this movie is good as this Terminator. I think it's like a next level. Like, Arnie was good because he's kind of wooden, right? He was good as the Terminator in the first movie because he was kind of wooden. But I think Gabriel Luna adds another like layer to what a villain Terminator could be. It's a bit deep and meaningful, but moving on to the stuff that I was about, the girl who was the target in this movie. I thought she was alright. I found a lot of the things that happened to her to be quite predictable, like her reason for being in this movie and her role, the role that she plays in this apocalyptic future that we've all come to know. I knew what role she was playing. And I knew the direction that they were going to go with this movie. It was fairly predictable to me. Like, I just knew that they were going to do that. And other things where she has, like, sad scenes. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, she was the actress or the actor that played this character was alright. I just think that the character and how they did her for this movie was quite predictable and very cliche. Like, everything that happened to her I've seen 1,000 times before. Also, the Terminator, I guess, not really a Terminator, that was sent back to protect her, named Grace. She's kind of like half human, half machine, kind of like Marcus Wright from Salvation. Anyway, yeah, Grace, this half human, half machine chick, was alright. I honestly think she has a few, I think 3 flashback scenes to the future, where the apocalyptic future in which she comes from. I think they flashed back to the future a bit too much, and they actually showed too much of this the target, like the girl who has been targeted. They showed too much of what she would be like in the future. Okay, this comes because of Grace's flashbacks to the future, those scenes, right? I just thought that they didn't have to flash back to the future so much. But yeah, as it stands, I can't remember Danny, I think her name was. Yeah, the girl who's been targeted by the Rev 9. Danny and Grace were 2 characters that were alright. But when Sarah Connor comes into the fucking movie, holy shit, it got better. Man, Sarah, she's like a curmudgeon in this movie. She reminded me of Logan, actually. So, like, she was just fed up. She didn't want to be in this. Like, I think she did. Actually, yeah, she did. She was hunting Terminator. She was, like hunting Terminators, going to all these locations or whatever. You'll find out in the movie when you go and watch it. That's if you watch it. But yeah, I just liked Sarah's whole attitude, because what they do with her in this movie, I did not expect. Like, I actually liked it. Like, some Terminator fans will not like it. They will hate it to the end of the earth. They will fucking hate this twist. But I actually kind of liked it because of what it did for Sarah Connor's character, what it did for her. And as you see her go through the movie, you just really relate to her. Like, whenever Linda Hamilton is playing Sarah Connor, she can do it no wrong. And whenever she's playing the character and they're writing for Sarah Connor to be in the movie, it was still good. It was still really good. The best part of this movie is Sarah Connor, without a doubt. Even though Gabriel Luna is good as this Rev 9 Terminator, Sarah Connor is still the best part of this movie. Also, Arnie is in this movie again, and I'm pretty sure it's his last. I don't know. Hasn't been confirmed. But he was alright in this movie. I actually really liked him. He was one of the better parts of the movie. What they did with him at the very beginning of the movie, though, is the thing that I liked, okay? If you've seen the movie, you of course know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen the movie, I'm trying not to spoil it, but it is a big fucking spoiler. But what they did with him, at first I was like, oh, am I going to hate him? Am I going to hate him now? But when we catch up with him later, I was like, oh, I actually like him. This is probably the most human we have seen a Terminator since, like, T2, I guess. Or maybe Pops from Genesis. But in comparison to all those, really, he is the most human Terminator that we've ever come across, I think. But yeah, in summary, I think that this movie is on the same level of quality or up to par with Genesis, or as bad as Genesis, if that's how you view these newer Terminator movies. If you don't like Genesis, you're probably not going to like this movie. But if you did like Genesis and found some enjoyment out of it, you're going to like this movie. I like Genesis, and I like this movie. I don't love it as much as the first two. I don't hate it as much as 3 and 4, but I do like it as much as Genesis. And I don't think... honestly, I'll tell you this. You don't need to go to the cinemas to watch it. Wait until it comes out on Blu-ray or to rent on whatever, and watch it then, okay? Don't waste your money on it. But I still think that if you are a fan of this franchise, give it a go. You might really like it, if you haven't seen it already. Anyway, that's my review for Terminator Dark Fate. If they do another movie, which it looks like they are, I'm going to be here to review it for you. And hopefully do it in a way where I can react to it in the theater. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video, whatever video that will be. Thank you for watching my Terminator reviews. It meant a lot, and I can't wait to, review more and more movies as they come out. I'll see you soon.